This is my favorite feature on the Tahoes. It's got a little cuddy compartment where you can hide your goodies right behind the radio. Check that out. Super cool. Hello everybody, good day to you. Welcome back. Glad you guys are here. I know, I am super glad to be here. This is a 2016 Chevrolet Tahoe. I believe it's got a 5.3 two-wheel drive model. Customer states that during shifting, the transmission shudders and vibrates, and it doesn't seem to shift correctly. Now, on the same model family of vehicle, crossover into the pickup trucks, this particular transmission had an issue with the shuttering where GM had bulletins on it, and they had us replace the trans fluid with Mobil 1 HP fluid, and that was like step one to solving the problem. Now, although that was not applicable to the Tahoes and the Yukons and Suburbans and whatnot, the customer had already had that service performed, and it did not solve the concern. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go out and drive around. We're going to attempt to duplicate the concern, and we're going to see if this thing needs transmission work or any other kind of work. I recall from the dealership days that if the fluid exchange was not effective, then we were replacing torque converters and valve bodies. But before we jump down that or jump into that rabbit hole, so to speak, I want to go ahead and attempt to diagnose this ourselves, see what's going on here. I'm pulling up the scan tool data. While we're doing that, we'll take note of the mileage at 151,095 miles. We're gonna let this come up to temp. We're gonna go out on the road, drive it around, and see if we can't feel that shudder that it's doing. So stay tuned, because this is gonna be a very good video. Happening the hood. Yeah, gravity. And it's not gonna be a very good test drive because the air conditioner is not conditioning. That's also awesome. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead, we're gonna do a full code scan. Yes, it's 5.3. We're gonna do a full code scan through this vehicle, make sure there's no latent trouble codes anywhere. It's gonna check ECM, TCM, and all the other CMs, and we're gonna see if there's any trouble codes to go off of. If not, what I'm gonna do is bring this thing back in. We're gonna pull the pan some, check the condition of the fluid, and then we can kind of go from there. This is interesting. P050 Delta, cold start, rough idle. Test failed since DTC clear, so it's got a misfire on startup. Fuel trim cylinder bank 2, test failed, history, blah, blah, blah. Nothing in the trans, so we've got something going on. There was an amplifier code for the radio. So we do have some trouble codes regarding the engine. Nothing in the trans so far. So let's go ahead and back this thing out and hit the road and see what it does. Okay, we're gonna hit the road. Now, one thing that is standing out to me is we seem to have some kind of misfire going on. We seem to have a fuel trim issue going on, and we have a complaint that it doesn't shift properly. I'm reluctant right out of the get-go to think we have a transmission problem. We actually may have an engine problem. See, the issue is if an engine is underperforming and if it's not delivering the torque like it's supposed to, then the transmission will not shift like it's supposed to, and that can often be determined, or that can often be mistaken for a shifting problem, when in fact the transmission just doesn't know what to do because the engine is not doing what it's supposed to do. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up misfire data as we go out and test drive this thing, and we'll see if we can come up with any misfires. Let's go down through history real quick, see what we get. Nothing on history and no current misfires. So let's go drive it around, see what it does, and then we can go from there. Here, we're gonna hook a right and go over the bridge. That way we can do some full throttle action. We're going over that bridge, one behind us. It's far away, but that's the one. Okay, she's shifting. Felt some good shifts going on. Still no shutters. And I'm looking over at the misfire counts, and we've got a count on, looks like cylinder 7 so far. Just a couple of them, but they're there. I'm almost wondering if we have like an injector problem. Oh, I feel it. Weird lack of power. I felt it right then. That was not during a shift. That was just some without a shift occurring. We may have an engine drivability problem. Spark plug, fuel injector, something of that nature. These things were very common for fuel injector issues. I believe this engine is direct injected. Okay, we're off. We're in second gear. Yeah, feeling a little weird right here. I felt a couple kind of misfires and some shudders. The shifts feel actually pretty clean. Let's go full throttle. Nothing at wide open. Okay. We're gonna coast down, we'll make a right and drive around a little bit more on some surface streets here. Yellow light. Yeah, looky here. Oh, they just cleared out. I just glanced down. We had misfire counts on 6, 7, and 8. How about that? Let me scroll down history and see if it logged it in history. Green light. Let's see here. Yep, there we go. Here's some logged in history. We've got them on 5, 6, 7, and 8 so far. So that's across more than one bank. Looks like it's favoring number 6. Got a lot going on here. I just felt a kind of a shudder after a downshift. I think this thing is misfiring more than failing to shift. Yeah, let's head back to the shop. I think I'll pull up a couple spark plugs out and see what those look like, especially at 150K. We'll go from there. If I don't see anything wrong with the spark plugs, I'll start paying attention to fuel injectors. Oh, looky here. It's in V4 mode. That means this thing has the dreaded displacement on demand feature. Taking a look at misfire counts, we've got a couple logged on cylinder 3 now. Looks like there's 2 misfires that showed up. Yeah, so it's got misfires all over the board. We're definitely gonna pull spark plugs on this before we do anything else. We may just need to do a bunch of maintenance before we have to do a bunch of repairs. All right, we're pulling in back at the shop. I'm gonna nose this thing in, and I need to hybrid diagnose the AC on this one. And I guess while the AC is kind of doing its thing, I'll pull one of the spark plugs out and see what those are looking like, and then we'll go from there. So speaking of AC, I hope this is an R134A system and not a 1234YF system, because I don't have a 1234YF machine, and that could be a problem. Nose this thing in right here. It's probably good. Parking's the auto. And oh, we haven't had this in a while. Where is it? Popping's the hood. Ah. All right, so AC system is on inside. Let's check our compressor unit here and see if it's compressing or not. 5.3 liters V8 power. All right. What do I detect? There. I detect somebody didn't put that back. No worries. Oh look, as fate would have it, it is a 134A system. This is good. Wonderful. Here, let's shine some light on the subject. I see the compressor. It appears to be, the clutch appears to be turning. You see it right through there. There it is. Yeah, the clutch is turning. It's engaged, but we're not getting any temperature change here. Let's grab the machine, throw the machine on it, and go from there. And let's see. Here's our service valves. Let's go ahead and get the ports connected and see what we've got to work with here. Let me record. Plug it in, unplug this one. Need more power strips. Machine powering on. Let's go ahead and get these hoses on here, and then we'll pull one of the spark plugs to see what's going on. Let's see, you become connected right now. That's our high side. That's on. Turn the valve to open. I didn't hear any flow. Let's get our low side on. Turning to open. Again, I heard no flow. We've got some pressure going here. I think this thing is super low on a charge. Let's go ahead and recover it. See what's in there. We should have, we're looking at 0.92 kilograms of refrigerant. Did that. Let's go ahead and shut this down, and then I'm going to pull one of the spark plugs. Tahoe, powering down. Oh, okay, machine started doing its second stage recover. It pulled down all the refrigerant fairly quickly. I'm certain that this is low on a charge. I'll have to look around for some UV dye leaking action later on. Anyway, we're over here in the engine side. I'm gonna go ahead and pull, I'll pull one of the plugs out. Let's see what they look like, and then we'll go from there. Sounds like a plan. All right, task number 1. Remove spark plugs without pulling the wires apart. A lot of times these things like to come apart when you pull them off, they get stuck. So that was fairly uneventful. Let's go ahead and pop another one of these guys out. Or one of them out, rather. Another. I said another, like I already had some of them out. Wrong. It's kind of warm in here. There we go. Beep! The machine's done recovering. It pulled out 0.364 pounds of refrigerant, so that's definitely a low charge. That's not okay. And let's get this guy out, see what we got here. I hope these are annihilated and this is gonna be an easy find. The survey says kind of annihilated. Oh yeah, look at that. All right, if I can get this to focus, we can take a look at this spark plug. Oh yeah, look at that. See right here in the center area? See how that's starting to flake away? I believe that it's a coating that's on that electrode, and it's definitely starting to break off. Look at that. See that right there? That's not okay. We've got a bunch of buildup right over here, and we do have a decent amount of wear right in there. So yeah, I'm gonna be okay with tossing a set of plugs in this real quick, and we'll take it back out on the road again and see how it behaves. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and throw some service valves in this AC. We're gonna recharge it. It seems to be very low on its charge right now. And so when we go on our next test drive, we will have some climate control so it won't be a sauna inside of the guy's truck. I'll toss some plugs in it and we'll see how it performs. Let's get this apart real quick. Be right back. Okay, I threw some valves inside of the into the AC service ports. I'm gonna go ahead and pull these all these spark plug wires and spark plugs. I've ordered a new set of plugs. Those are on the way. They should probably be here before I get these all the old ones out. This is the easy side. The hard side's the other side because the spark plugs are facing away from us, so I gotta come in from the firewall angle. You'll see when we get over there. I've broken my normative protocol and dropped some stuff and done the easy work first. Let me find a magnet on a stick and get my socket back. Socket gravity. I see it down there. It's sitting on top of the skid plate. I see it because it's shiny. Come here. Come on, please. Come out. Here it comes. Up, up, and away. And I lost it again. Come on. Killing me, Smalls. Killing me. There we go. Here, let's try this again without losing my tools. There we are. Okay, that's 2 plugs removed, and I dropped that one. We'll inspect that one later. Let's get the next one out. A little warm in here. Maybe. All right, that's enough of this. Okay, I got rid of that one locking extension that was causing me so much headache, and I just used a different one with another extension. Let's go ahead and pull the next one out. Come here, sparking plug. How's this one look? Yeah, not as terrible as the other ones. Other ones are. Words. It's not that bad, but we've already got some pretty nasty ones here, so we're going with the replacement so far. All right, climbing in. I've busted out my overhead creeper so I can lean back without leaning too far. I gotta get into the habit of using this thing. I've never used these very often, and somebody bought me one, and now I have to get used to laying down on the job, I guess. Hope my noggin's not in the way. Let's see what we've got here. Sparking plug number 4. How we looking? Terrible. Yep, very terrible, just like the other 3. Okay, let's move over to the other side over there and climbing down. Let's move over to this side and pull those other 4 out. By the time we're done with that, then the replacements should have arrived. These ones are a little harder. There's much less space to work in there with. No worries. All right, we're reaching in. I gotta go around these heater core hoses, flip my tool, get a hold of those wires, and then encourage them to become released without poking a hole in anything and breaking the wires off. I did not order a set of wires. No need to unless I ruin them, right? There we go. That one came off, no problem. Next. Come on now. Oh no, my GoPro died because it's too hot. That's not okay. Well, anyway, I got 2 of those wires off. I'm reaching back to get the rear ones next. These are the really, really hard ones to get because again, there's no space. That's the last. That's number 3, and then the one way in the back. That one's terrible. Yeah. Let me figure out how to get that one off next. And we shall proceed. Here, let me get in a little closer. I'll show you. That's our last wire right there. We've got some AC lines right here, an exhaust manifold here, and then the wire is like around the corner. And I have to get a hold of that heat shield thing to pull this guy out. And then the fun begins. That's when I gotta actually get the spark plug out of that hole. Also, not easy. I think I got it. Nope, I had half of it. Come on, get on there. Oh, gotcha. See that? Yeah! All right. So I got the wires off. Let's turn that boot some. Get this thing tucked out of the way. And I'm gonna reach in there with the socket and go to work on getting that rear plug out. Like I said, that's the hardest one. Let's back up some, cool off a little bit. It's hot in here. Woo! All right, reaching back again. I'm trying to get this socket on that spark plug that's way back there that we can't see. I'm touching the exhaust manifold, which is still remarkably hot. The GoPro keeps dying because it's remarkably hot. I'm remarkably hot. This engine's remarkably hot. Everything's hot. It's summertime. Oh, I can feel the tip of the plug. Let's get, okay, there we go. You can't see it, but I can feel it. I've got the spark plug on the socket. Now I need to get in there and turn the spark plug. That's gonna be fun. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a socket on the end of that socket and use this socket to turn that socket, because I kind of have to go around this corner here. I don't know if that's gonna work, but it's worth a try. I just had a delivery. My new spark plugs are over there. They're NGK Iridiums. Not sponsored, that's just what I use. Let's see if I can't get this to get set up on here real quick. I don't know. Here, you guys hang out over here on this side, and I'm gonna crawl back into this dungeon and try to get this plug out of here. Hope my noggin's not in the way. Ah, there it is. All right, I got a bite on the socket, which is on the plug, with another socket. And I dropped my ratchet. It didn't go far, I can see you. Right? Climbing, getting in there. My face is on the engine. Come on, you, come out of there. Good thing I got this overhead creeper. This would not be easy. Like it's easy, sure. Yeah, this is so easy, definitely. 1/4 turn at a time. Like Vin Diesel, I live my life 1/4 turn at a time. Yeah, there's no straight on anything, no straight access to this particular plug. It's infamous for being horrible. It's these AC hoses that get you. I'm gonna try to put an extension on this to get more space. Just a little stubby one should do it. Here, let's try this maneuver. See if this little setup's gonna help me out any better. Maybe, maybe not. But it has to. Come on. This is too deep. Or it's just too much. I can't get the socket on. I think the way I was doing it was probably the easiest. I don't know. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah. For real. Okay. Cut. Fail. Uncut. Trying again. As long as I don't drop my tools, maybe I can get it out this time. What do you guys think? And I slipped. Maybe I can just get a hold of the socket by hand. Yeah. I'll just spin it out with my fingers and hopefully I can get it out before I'm done burning myself, because this heat shield's flipping hot. Ooh, warm. So warm. Almost there. Ah, the spark plug socket's hot. It's heat soaking from the plug. I could wait. Yeah, I know you guys are right. I could just like wait for it to cool off, but I'm not. I'm just gonna do it because I have other things I want to at least do or get started, and I'd at least like to get something kind of done on this. There's the plug. It's hot. It's super hot. It even smells hot. Yeah, look at that one. Again, we see some of that ceramic stuff chipping off. It's not okay. So how many is that? 5? We got 5 plugs out. Let's get the other 3 out of here, and then slap our new ones in. Where are you, sparking plug? I can't see them. I no longer have visual. We've lost visual contact with the bogies. Yeah, that one's out. Also hot. We'll take a look at those in a minute. I want to get these out of the heads and cool off some. I'm melting, and not because I'm made out of sugar. I'm melting because it's 1 bajillion degrees. See, we tore that concrete block wall down the other day, and then now we have a plywood wall, and because of that, my fan is no longer in the wall, and I don't have those 2 access doors to allow good ventilation. Plus, one of my ventilation fans is not even here. It's at my house, so I've only got 1 fan instead of 3, and man, it's making a difference. I regret my decision. There we go. 8 spark plugs removed, and they all look horrible. Yep, not okay. All right, in an attempt to make haste, I've put the GoPro in front of the fan so it cools off. We've got our new spark plugs here. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna do the hard one first. That's all the way in the back. I'm just gonna tolerate the heat for a minute, reach around, get that one threaded, and then we can move on. It's all gonna be downhill from there, meaning they all should be easier from there. This is the trouble, the hard one. I'm sitting here with my eyes closed, and I'm just dulling the senses so I can feel the threads. We've got it started. Here we go. Okay, turn, turn, turn. Go, baby, go. I'm gonna turn these down as much as possible by hand, and then I'll finish it off with my ratchet just to bring it up to torque. Oh, almost there. These threads are endless. Beginning carpal tunnel syndrome now. Carpal tunnel arthritis. Ah, a little more. Okay, as tight as they're gonna get by hand. Let's see if I can't get a little bit of torque on these things. Or this thing, this one singular thing. Again, I've got the socket that goes over the socket. If I can get it to line up, or don't you fall. We're not doing that. I don't want to drop this anymore. Not in the mood. Let's take the extension out. Try that. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Hope so. I can't see you, you're like next to my face. I heard some ratchet clicks. Good. Go, baby, go. A couple clicks at a time. Ratchet clicks, that is, not torque wrench clicks. There's multiple clicks in this business. That was hot. See, the heat shield's not so hot. It dissipates heat quickly. The other stuff, that holds heat. That kind of stuff's a little warm. And I talk too much. Try again. Get in there. I see it. Got it. At least it didn't fall all the way down. Oh, you guys, you fell down. Hang on, let me put you back where you go. How's that? Good? This is probably just as painful for you guys. Man, I can't reach that one. That's on top of the converter. Okay, had to crawl down below to get that one out. That was not okay. It's almost finished too. Like so close. That's why this is the dreaded one. The one nobody likes. It's hard to do. Look at that. Couple, like a quarter turn. And it's out. Let me fetch my socket. I don't want to drop that. Come here. Got it. Okay. Now we can move on to all the easier ones. Here, let's throw some dielectric in there. Just a wee bit. Begin squirting now. Come on. Is my thing empty? My tube's all empty. It's got no more goo. Oh. Alright, reaching back. This is the fun part too, because you can very easily fail to get these to click on. And then you won't know it till you drive it, and then it's too hot to touch it again. Give it a tug, that's it. Get that one on, hooray. Double check that one more time, make sure I hurt myself. Oh, there. Yeah, that one's good, okay. Moving on to the easier ones. Next plug, going in the next hole. Getting easier as we go. This is good. If I can find the hole. Gotta get it lined up and get the angle right here. I think I was just spitting while I was speaking. It's because of the overhead creeper. Oh, there we go. Threads are threading. Where's my ratchet? Here we are, good. Let's get some torque on this one next. This is gonna be one of those like real-time videos with minimal editing. A little bit of schmoo in that hole right there. Get that on the plug. Snap that on. Good to go. Next, one plug, one socket, one cylinder. Moving on. Hope that GoPro is not hot again. The light's still flashing, so I'm assuming it's working. If it's not working, this is going to be a really short video, I can tell you that. Okay, that one's going in. The coolant hose on my wrist is starting to warm me up a little bit. I know, we should have let it cool off. We've already been through that. Oh, by the way, you guys, seriously, the other video where I was doing the work on the shop, it was okay. Like, I get we were laughing and cutting it up and having a good time, but the last thing Cliff and I were gonna do while putting up that framing was hurt ourselves. We've all got families to feed. Have no fear. This may look like an episode of MTV's Jackass, but it wasn't, including the OSHA approved safety Crocs. And I swear, I think Cliff wore those Crocs just to troll you guys. You may have been trolled. Cliff's a pretty good troll. That's why he's a moderator. Okay, this is the last plug on this side. Yeah, I'm not mad at you guys for the on the whole situation, but yeah, we really did kind of know what we were doing mostly. And no, it was not gonna. We were not gonna be able to pick that piece of wood up with by our hands. That thing was heavier than it looked. Otherwise, we would have picked it up. I mean, it was probably possible, but I'm not getting hurt picking up a giant piece of landscape timber or whatever. That was like 8.5 inch treated pressure wood, 8 by 8 by 30 feet long. There was no way I was picking that up by hand. There we go, that one's on. Cool, hard side's over with. Let's go over to the not so hard side, and we'll get these ones in next. Okay, unboxing the remainder of the plugs. I've got the AC machine installing the refrigerant charged. We're multitasking. So that thing's going in. I've got 4 more plugs to toss in here. 4 more wires to lubricate, and then we'll go back out on the road and we'll check on those misfires with the scan tool. If we have no misfires, then we've definitely made some progress, and then I can make a better determination on whether this thing is going to shift properly or not. Oh, you know what else? While we're up here, I should probably also check the transmission fluid. This one happens to be equipped with a dipstick, so that should be fairly easy. I won't expect to find much failure in the fluid because my customer had stated to me previously that the transmission work had already been done. I guess it was the fluid exchange as per one of the bulletins, and it seemed to have had no effect. And if the symptom was caused by an engine misfire, then it wouldn't have an effect, would it? You guys would be surprised how many times folks think they have a trans problem and they have a engine torque output problem. Let's see if I can't sneak this in and get some torque on this one here. Yep, that fit. Good. Come on now. Clicks. Right there. That's enough. Pull that one out. Oh, that one there. Another. There we go. And one more in the back. Uno mas. Let's get this guy unboxed. Iridiums. Okay. I need the creeper. Hang on. This is the one that was not very reachable, so I have to climb in. Feel around for that hole. There it is. Very good. All right. Oh, come on. I would love to get out of this this engine bay and jump into the pool or the ocean. Neither of which do I have readily available. But I'm hot. It's not even August yet. I need to tear down some more walls around here. We need airflow. Airflow for survival. That's tight. They're very good. There we go. Pull you out. Let's get some grease in here. Just a wee bit. Nothing crazy. I don't think so. Yeah, that one clicked in. I felt it. Oh, the home stretch. There we go. Last one. Oh, by the way, these Tahoes also had a recall, completely unrelated to what we're doing, but the brake booster gets its vacuum from a vacuum pump, and they had a serious issue with the vacuum pumps failing and leaving no brake assist. The way you can tell is if you hit your brakes twice and don't have a vacuum assist on your second or even third pump, then the pump is failing, and you should get it replaced for free with an updated unit at your local GM dealership. Okay, real quick, let's move back over to the passenger side. I've got the engine cover back in place, or the valve cover. Let me snap on this PCV tube, click that on. We're good here. Let's get the goodies out from under the hood. The machine has nearly finished charging, waiting on that thing, but we can go ahead and restocking the engine, check it for immediate hard misfires, and then whenever that thing's done, we can back this thing out and go out and re-drive it one more time. Looking good, looking good. No more tools up here, that's good. Nothing here. Got my lube down in the hole, get that out of there. You done yet? Charge has slowed, building pressure. Got it. Take its sweet time. All right, let's go around, restocking the engine. Let's see what this thing does. Beginning engine starting sequence now. It's alive. AC's on. We're doing a low side charge because I put some dye in it. So that low side charge should get pulled in by the compressor. As the compressor kicks on, fans are coming on. Very good. All right, let's get the lighting out of here, and then, oh, you know what? Trans fluid. We have time to check that real quick. Hang on. Let's see what our different stick looks like. Not too horrible. Kind of like an orange. Not red, not brown. Perhaps I may want to service that later on. We'll see how it shifts first. Hose equalized, that's all good. Begin equalizing hoses now. It goes over there. There we go. All right, good to go. Let's get this thing out of here and go take it for another ride. All right, hopping back in. Let's see, we are cooling off. What do we got so far? 50, 58 degrees, something like that. Not too shabby. We've got the misfire counts pulled back up on the scanner. These are our history lines. We're all zeros so far for this key cycle. And moving up into the active misfires, we're still zeros. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in gear, give it some throttle. We're at about 1300 RPM. Looking for misfires. I see nothing. And I see nothing coming up in the history. Let's go ahead and back this out. We'll go for another ride over the bridge and see what our scan tool tells us. Backing out the auto. Move, gate! Get out the way! Alright, climbing back in drive. Here we go. Okay, we're in our climb now. We've got a positive rate of acceleration. Altitude is gaining. We're leveling off. Flight is good. So far, no goofy shifting feeling yet, but we just came out here. We haven't even given fuel trims time to reacclimate themselves to our new ignition components. So we're gonna do a rather lengthy test drive on this one. I'm gonna go down a few miles. I'll stop and check the scan tool after that, and then we'll do a couple miles back. Real quick snapshot as we're going along. Our fuel trims are pretty good. We're hovering, long terms are a little bit on the negative side, but we're not too far off from our comfort zone, so I think this is in good shape right here. We see they switch very quickly with throttle inputs. I'm on the throttle right now. We are 100% coasting. We're going to see some negative numbers show up. Yeah, let's do a full throttle real quick. Yep, very good. So far it's doing what it should be doing. I'm happy with it. Yeah, we're at a light waiting to do a left-hand U-turn, and I'm looking back through Misfire history, and I've got a bunch of zeros here on 2 through 8. Let's scroll up to 1, also zeros. Let's go into current count, and again we also see a bunch of zeros, so no logged misfires just yet. I think we're getting close to a victory here, I think. Moving on. Oh no, I've turned into a Walmart parking lot. No, it's not a place where I want to be. It's crowded in here. Yeah, we'll just go to Goodwill instead. Yeah, they've got a parking lot to hang out in. Perfect. Okay, let's stop real quick. We'll park in 6 parking spaces. Inside joke. And let's go ahead and take a look back through some of our data real quick and see if we've got anything that stands out to us. So again, no misfires, 1 through 8 on the current count. Let's put it in drive and power brake it some. About 11, 12, 1300. That's to simulate a driving load. And we have no misfires showing up. Let's walk down through history. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 with 99 cycles counted. Okay. Yeah, you guys, I think we got it. All right, guys, I think that's about going to be a wrap. This thing it's no longer displaying the symptoms that we heard about and the symptoms that I felt. The shifts are smooth, the engine's smooth. I do have some follow-up stuff on this, like I said, but I think for the time being right now, we are all good to go. And that will probably bring this particular video to conclusion. So as always, I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video or you found it moderately entertaining or informative, please feel free to let me know about that by tapping that like button down below. Drop me a comment or two while you're down there. And most importantly, do not forget to have yourselves a great day. See you guys later. End of transmission. Back in your cubby hole. See ya. Bye.